Alright guys, welcome back to Toronto following our Toronto Chiefs in our NHL Youtubers custom created GM mode. So we are currently on one of the rough patches of the season right now. We currently sit at 4-9-1 after the first month. Not the best start. We started off 3-3-1, which was good, but we've literally gone 1-6 in the last 7 games. So it was time for a change. We made some call-ups and send-downs. We sent Cruiser and UTP up to the NHL team and sent down Lamb Chops and Savvy to the AHL team. So both of these guys switch positions. Cruiser plays third line, UTP plays fourth. Lamb Chops goes to the first, and Savvy plays the third line with AJ and JLal. Lamb Chops plays the first center with CHF and Matt Roberts. And also, there's been a lot of controversy in the league right now. They've been taking shots at the Chiefs right now because they didn't name their captain and their assistant captain. So that's exactly what we have done. We have named our captains. Captain, Owe, no way, it's Owe. And alternate going to be Clapperton because he's just doing absolutely amazing right now in the goal scoring category. And Yui Bear, what better person to represent the team than that enforcer defenseman? So Owe gets the captain, Yui and Clapperton get the A's, and then for the AHL team we have Crazy Canuck and CHF well, Crazy Canuck gets the captain. CHF gets one of the alternates, and we also decide to give Saad an assistant captain as well. So without further ado, let's get into our first game of this episode number 4 against the Vancouver Canucks. So a lot of our players, Vancouver Canucks fans, playing against this team. You know, X-Tech wants to beat them, but unfortunately, we start off with a 1-0. They start out with a 1-0 lead. Zach Cassian gets that goal. We start to climb back into it. Clapperton gets a power play goal pass for Luongo, but Daniel Sedin follows it right back up with a power play goal of his own. So it's a 2-1 lead for the Canucks going into the third period. Power play for us, couldn't capitalize on it. 10 minutes to go. All we need is just one goal. All we need is one goal to fight back into it, and unfortunately, we do beat the Canucks in shots, 32-30. Clapperton gets the only goal of this game from Superb Man and Owe. But we do fall to the Canucks 3-2 to fall to 4-10-1. Not looking good, so we switch over to the Toronto Marlies to see how they do in this game here against the Vancouver's farm team, the Comets. And not the best start. So Trevdo gets it started with a 1-0 lead, but then Tomarins, Marshall, Sestito, Polsalik, and Mullen get 5 straight on Viper. Viper gets pulled after the 4th goal. Richard Head gets put in. Average Pro does get 1 back late in the first period to make it 5-2 in this game. Second period, nothing happening after exploding first period. So 5-2 for the Comets right now. Make that 6-2. Nicholas Jensen gets that one past Richard Head to make it 6-2. 7-2. Tom Sezatov, Tom Tostito Chip or whatever makes it 7-2. And we definitely know way to come back into this game. Average Pro does get 1 more goal to pad his stats, but we do lose that one 7-3. Trevdo from CHF and Lamb Chops. Average Pro from Lamb Chops and Canuck. And Average Pro from Savvy and myself. So we move back into the Chiefs as they're playing the New Jersey Devils. You know Deke does not want to lose this game to the Devils, that's for damn sure, and we come out firing. Clapperton gets it started, and no way it's Owe gets that one past Corey Schneider for a 2-0 lead over the Devils. They outshot us 12-5, but you know, that's how the Devils play. They limit the shots, but they can't really have solid goaltending, it seems. So it's a 2-1 lead after that goal from Patrick Elias, but we do get a third one there. Cruiser, after being his second game after being called up, puts that one home for a 3-1 lead, and then we get another one there from It's Your Boy Dobbs. 4-1 lead for the Chiefs, and we get almost doubled in shots by the New Jersey Devils, but we come out on top 4-1. So Clappy from Studs and Deke, Owe from X-Tech and Tuber, Cruiser from X-Tech and Sykes, and Dobbs from Tactics and Halo Diego. So X-Tech had a 2-assist night, which was good for him. And I think, X-Tech had 2-point night. Owe with a goal, a lot of other people with some goals. And now we move on with a back-to-back game going to Boston. He wasn't scheduled to start this game, but you know what? I had to put him in. Smelly's getting the start against the Boston Bruins in this game. So here we go. The first period against Boston. 1-0 lead for the Bruins. Brad Marchand gets that one past him. 13-11 on shots, so we're sticking with the Bruins. And then we start climbing back into this game. Sykes gets one past Tuukka Rask as well as Clappy. Chris Kelly ties it back up at 2, but we're sticking with the Bruins, that's for dang sure. Shots are a little bit off, but we're trying to keep it close. So 2-2 tie going into the third. All we need is one goal. Power play for the Bruins. Good penalty kill, boys. Good job for our penalty kill. 10 minutes to go. Can we push it to overtime? Indeed, we can. We can push it to overtime, but with about 3 minutes left in overtime, Dennis Seidenberg puts that one on Smelly, and Boston gets the win in OT. So Sykes gets his third goal of the year from Moldgold and Johnny. Clappy gets his 8th from Sully and Deke, and that would do it. So, fortunately, it was a loss there, but we do manage to get a point out of it. And you know what? We'll try to take these points as we go. So, we move on back to the Marlies as they are playing now the Abbotsford Heat. First time this season, and they start out with a 3-2 lead in the first period. So Byron gets one on Viper for his second start in a row. CHF and Jared get one for us, but Blair Jones and Lane McDermott get 2 more for the Abbotsford Heat. But we do climb back into this game from a goal from yours truly, ties it back up at 3-3. So it's 23-18 on shots, trying to stick with the Abbotsford Heat. And we continuing here, power play 5-on-3, could not capitalize on it. And we're trying to stick with the Abbotsford Heat once again. 5 minutes to go, and this game is also going to go to overtime. Well, it ended in overtime, power play in overtime for each team. Couldn't get it done, but Abbotsford would win in a shootout, 4-3. Average Pro does get the goal in the shootout. Probably did a puck on a string and managed to get that one in. But CHF from Dilsey and Matt Roberts. It's Kane from Canuck and myself, and then I get a goal from Average Pro and Jared. So my line with Average Pro and Jared are doing actually not a bad job down there in the AHL so far. So we continue back along with our Chiefs coming off of that overtime loss against the Bruins. Maybe that'll give us some confidence going up against a team like the Minnesota Wild who killed us last time. 2-0 start for them. Keith Ballard and the mother effing all-star Danny Heatley get 2 past Bacon in the first. 12-4 on shots, but we come right back. Austin's been heating up as of lately. He got a goal there. And Studs gets one as well, and we tie this game back up at 2 after a nice bounce-back second period for us as we move into the third period of Champions. And right off of the bat, Clappy gets another power play goal. He's just been scoring goals like crazy this entire series right now. And then another power play goal from Austin. Sykes gets that one. Another goal for him. He's actually been heating it up on that on the fourth line. And Owe puts home an empty netter to make it a 5-2 win over the Minnesota Wild. So we get our revenge from earlier in the season. Sykes gets one from Clappy and Deke. Studs gets one from Deke, and Flopfish gets his first point of the year, I believe. Clappy from Owe and Deke. Sykes from Flash, and then Owe from Sykes as well. So Austin had a monster game as well as gets 2 goals and I think 1 assist. Deke had a pretty good game, I think, with 2 points. So Austin had a 3-point night, 2 goals, 1 assist. Nice job, Clappy. Gets 2 points, and now we move on to a home with the Buffalo Sabres. So Moldgold was looking forward to this game, and look who scores in the first period on Ryan Miller. Moldgold, that's right. He starts out the scoring. Cody Hodgson does tie it up, but 10-12 on shots. Looking fairly good in the first period. So Moldgold had this game marked on his calendar for sure, and know he wanted to make a good impression against the Buffalo Sabres. But the Buffalo Sabres do take control in the second period, a goal from Billy Lano and one from Marcus Foligno. But don't count us out just yet. Clapperton gets one to make it 3-2. Trying to mount a third period comeback. Could this be our first third period comeback in a while? It will be. Studs Hockey puts that one home on Ryan Miller. 2 goals in the third period, and we tie it up at 3, push it to overtime. Looks like it's going to go to a shootout, but I don't think so. Late power play, and Clappy puts that one home to win it 4-3. Buffalo put up 40 shots, but we still get the win. Mold from Sykes and UTP. Clappy gets that one from Studs and Deke. Studs from Clappy and Sully, and then Clappy from Superb, man. So Clapperton has just been on an absolute monstrous tear the past couple games. We're starting to win games now, and it's starting to go his way. 3-point night for Clapperton, 2 goals, 1 assist. I think Sykes also had a couple points as well. And we take a look at the goal chart. Down there in 6th place, I don't know. Clappy has 11 goals. On the NHL, he's only 2 behind Steven Stamkos as we move on to our home game with a home-and-home between the Buffalo Sabres. So, first period of this game, Buffalo starts it off once again. Power play goal for Billy Lano. 1-0 lead for the Sabres, 18-4 on shots. Second period, Drew Stafford puts one in, 32-12 on shots, but don't count us out just yet. Clappy gets a power play goal there. Dobbs gets another power play goal there, and we tie it up again in the third period. Jonas Enroth lets up 2. We tie it up again. Another third period comeback. Can we mount the full comeback? Yes, we can. Dobbs gets another power play goal late in the third period, and we get 3 goals in the third to beat the Sabres again, 45-17 on shots, but we got that good ice tilt, baby. Clapperton gets his 12th of the year from Deke and Johnny. Dobbs gets 2 goals from Tactic and Sully, and Clappy and Deke. So once again, Dobbs looks like he's starting to heat it up as well, and Clappy just continues just to put the puck in the net. 12 goals so far on the year, trying to make a statement. Dobbs with 2 points as well. So we move back over to the Marlies, a game against the Texas Stars. See how they fare in this one. They haven't been doing so hot lately. Hit a little rough patch, but first period, HAB gets one on Dan Ellis, and Maxime Fortunis gets one on Richard Head. 1-1 tie after the first. Second period, an explosion of goals. We have a 4-3 lead. Matt Roberts, CHF, and Jared gets one on the power play to make it a 4-1 lead, but then Peterson and Fortunis start to climb their way back into this game. It is 4-3. Power play for us going into the third period. Couldn't get it done. 10 minutes to go now. Power play for the Stars, a very good penalty kill. 3-2-1, empty netter for BOJoeKO, Matt Roberts, and the Marlies do win this game by a final score of 5-3. So AJ gets that one from Dilsey and J-Lau, Matt Roberts from Lamb Chops and Kane, CHF from Cedar Point and J to the P30, Kane from Crazy Canuck and Matt Roberts, and then Matt Roberts from Dilsey and Lamb Chop. So big monstrous game from a lot of those guys. Matt Roberts had a 3-point night. I think Kane had 2 points. Dilsey had 2 points. Jared had 2 points. A lot of games, people there with 2 points. And now we move on to a game against the New York Islanders. And we start off the first period with a 2-1 lead. Johnny T gets the scoring started, but then Clapperton again gets 2 goals past Evgeny Nabokov, and we have a 2-1 lead going into the second period. I mean, Clapperton is just on an absolute fire. He has now, with those 2 goals, 14 goals on the year. It's absolutely insane what he's been doing for us. 9 shots to 14, so we're looking pretty good. Second period, nothing happening in the second period. Islanders are still beating us in shots. Power play for them. Good penalty kill for us. About 10 minutes to go. Another power play for the Islanders. Another one. Somebody just got to stop taking penalties. Johnny T does get that one on Smelly. But then Clapperton gets the natural hat trick on Evgeny Nabokov. Saves the win for Smelly. Gets his first win of the year. And Clapperton gets the natural hat trick. So Clappy from Deacon Studs, from Flop and Studs and Haley Diego. So Clapperton gets a 3-goal night. Studs Hockey gets a 3-assist night. And man, oh man, Clapperton is just making himself known to the NHL, just sniping clap bombs everywhere. As we look at the standings, we're only 7 points behind the Tampa Bay Lightning so far, but still it's early on in the season. And look at the goal lead. The Clapperton is now leading the NHL in goals with 15 over Steven Stamkos. Absolutely insane. So if we take a look at the stats and the point totals, Clapperton with 21 points in 21 games with 15 goals. Absolutely amazing what Clappy's been doing. Deke is doing fairly well too, 17 points in 21 games, and Studs with 14 points in 21 games. So the first line is actually clicking together fairly well with Deke, Clappy, and Studs, no doubt. Dobbs with 11 points in 21 games. That's pretty good for him. Sykes with 11 points in 21 games. He is getting power play time, but he's actually making a name for himself as well on the fourth line. 11 points in 21 games. He's starting to heat it up. Clappy just started to heat it up, and he wants some of that heat as well. So Tactics has 9 points. Mold has 5. Tuber has 4 points as well. If we move down here, Flash Davin has 4 points. Flash not heating up as I thought he would. X-Tech has 3. Cruiser has the 1 goal in the 7 games that he's played. And UTP as well has 1 assist in the 7 games that he has also played. We look at on defense. Owe has 14 points in 21 games. Johnny has 11 assists for him. Haley Diego has 10 points. Sully has 4. Flop has 2 points, so 2 assists for him. Yui still without a point, but that's all right. He's there to keep the puck out of the net and rustle some feathers, if you know what I mean. Bahabi Booza. That's what I'm talking about for Yui. 107 penalty minutes. He might break the penalty record, the penalty minutes record. But Bacon, 17 games played for him, 2.94, 8-8. Smelly did get his first win of the year after that Islanders game. Still trying to lower his GAA. Bacon has his save percentage back over 91.29. Smelly with an 88.39. No shutouts for them yet. But we're on a very good hot streak right now for the Chiefs. So we take a look at the AHL. CHF Colton has 13 points in 16 games. Canuck has 13. Dilsey and Matt Roberts have 11. Kane has 10 points. Average Pro also has 8. Like I said, Average Pro has 8. Lamb Chops has 8 points in 7 games down in the AHL. So who knows? That could have been a mistake. He might have been heating up at the wrong time. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll move some line changes around. Cedar Point guy has 7. AJ has 7. I have 6. JLL has 5. JP Savvy has 3. McDonough has 2. Trevdo, I think, has 1. Jojen has 1. And Assad still has yet to get a point. Goaltending, Richard has been playing actually pretty dang solid. 2.51, 8 and 6. Viper, not so much. 4 games played, 3.12, 1 and 1 only. That's good. That's still fine though. We're just trying to get these guys some starts to get their potential, get games played, try to get their potentials ready for next season. And Richard's had save percentage of 92.43. Viper with a 90.59. Still no shutouts for those guys yet, but we kind of turned it around, no doubt. We went 1-6 in our last 7 games, but now we lost 1 game in there, but it was one. We had lost a game to the Vancouver Canucks, and we basically went 5-1-1 in our last 7 in another 7 games. So the Chiefs decided to turn their game up. They started to not mess around anymore, and they're getting back on it. 9-6-1 for the Marlies, 9-10-2 for the Chiefs. We're starting to make a name for ourselves right now. We're trying to climb our way back into that race. If Clappy still keeps putting in goals, who knows? We could be maybe a playoff team. But thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe as always. And this will be the last episode for my commentary over it. We'll be back to the live commentaries for episode number 5. Take it easy.